What's going on, everybody? So we just got off the Camino de Santiago from Portugal, coastal route all the way to the cathedral in Santiago. I thought we'd just do a little pack with me video because I have been asked so many times, how did I pack? What did I pack? Everybody that passed me would ask, is that all you brought? Is that your only backpack? What did you bring? I need you to teach me how to pack, all these things. Even the girl that was just checking me into this hostel, she did 5 days on the coastal route, had to come back to work because she didn't have enough vacation days, and then she's gonna go back and do another 5 days. And she's like, could you please look at my pictures that I have of my pack and what I brought? And could you please tell me how I could do better? And then I'm also gonna let her look at my pack and how I packed. So anyways, let's just get started. So this is the Ano, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Chinese brand. A-O-N-I-J-I-E, Onjini, maybe. It is their 18-liter running vest hiking backpack, and honestly I did so much research of a pack. I had specific needs and wants and desires that I had, so I really wanted the running vest shape and front. So that includes it's black, so it's really hard to actually see. I didn't realize. Maybe I should turn the lights on. Okay, we're back. I actually don't think the lights helped any, but maybe they did. So anyways, I really wanted the running vest front pockets so I can put bottles in the front and not have to deal with a water bladder or anything like that. So I just brought one of these hydration bottles, and it fit in this pocket perfectly. And then it also has another front pocket right here in the front. I would keep my chapstick in this pocket, and then this pocket I would either keep my phone right here, or if I knew I'd be in a place where I didn't have access to water all the time, I would buy another water bottle and just keep it right here. There's also this front zipper right here, which I kept my pocket Bible right here. Another feature that I really wanted on a backpack were side pockets, and this is what became tricky because a lot of running vest obviously has these, but not all of them have side pockets for extra bottles or snacks or what have you. And it's actually on both sides, which is really nice. I have trash in this one. This is normally where I would keep my gummies in this pocket, just an easy, I need a little pick me up, I keep it right there. Also on the waist belt, there are 2 separate pockets. One is an open pocket, so this is where I would keep my sunscreen. Definitely bring sunscreen. I did not bring sunscreen at first, and on my second day, the albergue woman was really concerned about me, how red I was. I knew it was gonna go in and I was fine, but she kind of instilled a little bit of a hey, you actually probably should wear sunscreen. So go ahead and bring it, because sunscreen here is very expensive. Get it in America, get it cheap in America. Just go ahead and bring it with you. You will need it. And then in this pocket, I also kept my grandma handkerchief. I know that's gross, but I have a chronic runny nose and it's just a part of life. And my friend Rebecca used this on our mission trip, and I kind of picked up that, and it's actually a game changer. So thank you, Rebecca, because then you don't have snotty Kleenexes just floating around in your bag. And because this is an open pocket, it kind of dried out between uses, which was nice. Another thing that this bag has, which is nice, are these side cinch straps, which also doubles as like, one day my shower shoes were still wet, so I just strapped them on here on the side so they can dry. Or one day I had to wear my shower shoes, they're earth runners, you can also hike in them. Had to wear that because my blisters were so bad. So I had to strap my tennis shoes on the side. So that was really nice. I really appreciated the side straps. These little cinch things on both sides also really came in handy because I had to do laundry every day, every night. And some mornings I'd wake up, and especially like with the socks are a little bit thicker. Sometimes they'd still be a little damp. So it was nice to have these to just cinch like your part of your sock down, and then it just air dry. Moving on to the front, there's a front top zipper. I would keep my passport and wallet in here because it's very accessible. Oh, I forgot to mention the other hip belt, but we'll just finish with this. So kept this easily accessible. So you can get some cash out if you needed it, or when you get to an albergue, they'll need to see your passport, that type stuff. Also kept my exercise band in here because for whatever reason, I thought I'd be doing exercises for my leg muscles. This did come in handy for stretching. I did stretch my calves and shins out with this, especially when I was having really bad shin pain. So it did come in handy, but I did not work out with it. I just have some trash in here, some receipts. Another thing I have in here is easily accessible is my Cooler cloth. If you don't know what a Cooler cloth is, it's like an antimicrobial toilet paper for women, pretty much. I thankfully never needed it. Glad I had it just in case, but never needed it. So don't actually know if I would. I mean, it weighs nothing, so it's not like that big of a deal. Don't know if I'd bring it again though if I did it, especially the coastal. I don't think you need it for the coastal. I would just say for ladies, every single time you see a bathroom, use it because you don't know when your next one's gonna be available. There definitely were some times I thought we'd have to go in the woods because we weren't coming across any bathrooms. But thankfully, every time I had that feeling, I would just tell myself to wait, another 30 minutes if I could, and then we eventually would come across a bathroom. So just use the bathroom when you can, when you come across one. Didn't need this. I also kept, with this Kleenex pouch, I kept it's actually still in there, this little square of toilet paper. First day I made this, again, I didn't need either of them, thank goodness, but this was just for like an emergency. So next time I think I would just bring this and not bring this because that just is a lot different, less space, less weight. Also in this bag, I have a clothesline hanger, whatever you want to call this. I don't know why I brought this. The albergues have them for you to use, and honestly, what would one have done for me? Like, what would this have done for me if I didn't come across any? Nothing. So this was kind of a waste. So let's move on back to this other side pocket. This one actually has a zipper, and this is where I would keep my Ombras sunglasses. Easily accessible if it got sunny. Love these. I'm not sponsored, but they pack so flat. You don't have to worry about breaking your arm. I mean, your sunglass arm. Love them. They might look weird on my face, but I don't care. They're so helpful. And then this is also where I would keep my pilgrim's passport. Again, you need this easily accessible because when you come across a cafe or something that has a stamp, you don't want to be taking off your whole pack and fiddle farting around and trying to find it and this, that, and the other. You probably could take better care of yours than I did. I really just didn't care that much, to be honest. But yeah, so you get stamps along the way, and this is what like how you get your certificate at the end at the cathedral in Santiago. Okay, back to this top. I also brought this Sea to Summit clothesline, and I actually did use this twice, so I'm glad I brought this. Easily packable for some reason. This looks like it's like about to break for some reason, and I've only used it twice. That's not good. It must have been on something sharp and I didn't know it. Okay, anyways, so this is super nice because you can cinch your clothes together on the line. You don't need a pin or anything. Glad I brought this. I would bring this again because if you did come across, like I said, somewhere that didn't have a pin, you can use this. I had to use this in a hotel, so would bring that again. And then I also have 2 clips. I wouldn't bring these again because these cinch. I thought I needed these for shoes, just in case I needed to hang my shoes or something on here. But again, I didn't need that because I had these, so that worked out perfect. So I would not bring these again. But that is like user discrimination. If your bag doesn't have these, then you might need these. Okay, moving on to the inside. I love how this bag, you can just top load it, but then you can also fully open. You can't see, but you can fully open on the side. So if you needed to like quickly grab something in the bottom, you could without having to pull everything out. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna try to show you what's inside by holding my phone above it. I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't have all these like fancy technology, camera and tripods and all of that. So let's see. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. And this is why I should have a tripod. But this whole zipper opens. And this is how I would pack it every single day. This is the only way it would fit. So it'd be, it's up like this. So stay. I keep all my snacks in the front because that's what you normally get out the most during the day is snacks. And we always had plenty of snacks. Second was our first aid kit. Then this is our rain jacket. This is all of our toiletries, Vaseline, Tiger's Balm, chargers, like any miscellaneous thing went in here if it was not up here at the top. And then these are our clothes and our towel. So I'll unpack all of this and show you what's all inside. Okay. So in the top, like I said, this is where I kept my snacks. Would rarely have anything from fruit to like bakery, croissants, donuts were really a big one for me. That's why I think I've gained weight on the Camino. I haven't lost any because any type of carb I could get my hand on, we were eating. So this is like a little muffin. We also had electrolytes in here, Biscoff, and then now we have an antibiotic and ibuprofen because those have been added in the past 10 days. So that's that. First aid. I will say pack as many Compeed blister KT tape, anything like that you can. I was so certain my shoes and I were on good terms and I was going to be fine. I hardly ever get blisters, so this was all new to me. I brought enough Band-Aids and Compeed for what I thought was 10 days because I was thinking, oh, well, if I get one blister, that's one Band-Aid or Compeed a day. That's so not true. You're either going to get a lot of blisters or you're not going to get any at all. I really think it just depends on people's feet. So I had to go back to the store and buy like more Compeed. Compeed is like blister care bandages. So I have that in here, more Band-Aids. I bought these like bunion pad things, not for bunions, but for my big blister because I felt like the cushion around the blister might help. Honestly, any like thing you might need. I had Advil in here, antacid, just like any small medication that you think you might need, just bring it. Bring extra Compeed and stuff that you think you might need because like I said, even like that stuff's more expensive here. So just buy it in bulk on Amazon, pack it. If you don't use it all, you can share it with somebody. You know, I would definitely bring more blister stuff next time. So this bag, this is my everything bag. This is what I wear at night. It's got speakers in it. It's Bluetooth. Oh, you can't see. Yeah, Bluetooth. So I play white noise in this when I'm in a hostel or an albergue, so I don't have to play it out loud. So many people thought this was a good idea. I got this off Amazon. If you're a light sleeper and you might need to block out some snoring because you will be in a room with like 10 to 20 other people. So thankfully I was not in a room over 10, but I have seen pictures. So bring something to block out the snoring because there are a lot of snorers out there. My chargers were in this one. My eye mask was in this. Again, if you're a light sleeper, if light bothers you, all this is personal. If you are a deep sleeper and you do not need this, that is awesome because this took up so much space and weight. So if you don't need it, don't bring it. Praise the Lord that you can sleep good because I'm a terrible sleeper. Deodorant. This is my little shower bag. It's also got a hook on it. I love this. Even when I'm not on the Camino, I use these because not every shower has somewhere that you can put your soap. So like even at home, for when I go to the pool, I use one of these and I have liquid shampoo, conditioner bottles and 2 travel size fits in this. Love this. But for the Camino, I just brought this little loofah scrubby thingy and then a tiny, tiny bar of a Dove body wash. And most places I stayed at had soap in the shower, which is super nice, so I just used that. But if I came across somewhere that didn't, I would just use the Dove for everything. And I mean, I survived. I think it's worth taking just a little bit and not having to carry a bunch of stuff. Like it's the Camino. You don't have to look your prettiest. Everybody's out there roughing it pretty much. Earplugs, again, light sleeper, a hairbrush, mini hairbrush. Everything's gonna be micro. Just buy micro. It saves weight, it saves room. Tiger Balm. I was soaking my legs in this every single night. This held my Aquaphor. They say put Aquaphor or Vaseline on your feet before you start walking. I did it. I still got blisters. So was it worth it? I don't know. It was also nice to put this on my legs and arms after being out in the sun all day. So I'm still glad I brought it, even though it didn't prevent blisters. I take melatonin every night, so this little baggie held 10 tablets of melatonin, or 11. I brought an extra just in case. This was my toothbrush and toothpaste bag, nail clipper, anything that I need to grab in the morning and just take to the bathroom. I just put it in here. Obviously, you can see I don't have toothpaste anymore. That's because I just ran out this morning. But I just brought a small tube of toothpaste. One thing I learned with the toothbrush, even though this one has holes to air out, it would still get, it's gross, but it would get like mildewy during the day because you're walking in the sun and my bag is black and it's just like a furnace inside. So I finally learned to take this out in the morning, or just don't put it, I wouldn't put it in here in the morning. I would put it in one of these side pockets down, so then that way it has breathability throughout the day so it wouldn't get mildewy. Because that one night I got to the hospital, you just put the toothpaste on, you put it in your mouth, and I was like, what is that? And yeah, the toothbrush got kind of funky that day. So I learned my lesson there. Leave your toothbrush out, let it breathe. Antibiotic ointment. Bring antibiotic ointment. You have to have a prescription here to get antibiotic ointment. Do not know why. Like, do people eat this or something? Like, why does it have to be regulated? I don't know. Bring antibiotic ointment so you don't have to pay for it here. I mean, it wasn't expensive, but still I had to get a doctor's appointment, get a prescription. Just, you don't want to have to deal with that. Tweezers, razor, but I took the bottom off of it, so all I had was the head. And I actually did not bring this, but I picked this up at the hotel I stayed at to wash my clothes, because I brought, I think it's in my clothes bag, but I brought laundry sheets, and I just don't feel like they like scrub very well. Like, they don't get so sudsy, so I don't feel like my clothes are getting clean. I picked this up to make my clothes a little bit more sudsy, so again, viewer's discretion. Also, almost everywhere I went, you could do laundry. I know this is not the same for every Camino though. The coastal is pretty commercialized, so if you're tired, you can obviously do laundry in a washing machine. I did laundry every single night except my last night. So, whatever you want to do. Rain jacket. Still debating next time if I'm gonna bring this or if I'm gonna just bring a poncho, because obviously a poncho is much smaller than this. I was saying that the whole time. I'm just gonna bring a poncho next time because this takes up space and weight. But then the last 2 mornings on the Camino, it was freezing outside. Like, one morning it was almost sub 40. I think it was high 30s. So this was my only second layer to put on, so I'm grateful I had it that morning. But I don't know, I'm still kind of like weighing it. I don't know if I want to bring this next time or just bring a poncho. Okay, moving on to the clothes. So this is my clothes bag and my towel bag. Let me just get through this bag and then we'll get on to that. So, and then in the back, and also everything that I'm taking out in this order is how I would pack in reverse. So like, I would always have to put these shoes in first before I put this in. So these are my Earth Runners. I put them in this bag just so to keep my bag clean. But I have a love-hate relationship with Earth Runners. I also put a dryer sheet in here to kind of keep them fresh. I I love how flat they are, like super flat. I love how they have cloth on the bottom, so when my feet are sweaty, I'm not just wearing rubber. And I also love how fast they dry, so I can shower in these at night and then they be dry in the morning. There was only one time that they weren't, and that was because it was also raining that morning. And I wore them that morning, so that was the only reason. But dry, flat, they fit perfectly down in there. Love that. They just sometimes give me blisters. That's the only reason I have a love-hate relationship with those. Last but not least, my credential, my certificate that I walked to the Camino. And the woman really gave me a hard time with this. I don't know why. The rule of thumb is the last 100 kilometers, you're supposed to have 2 stamps a day. I did 2 stamps a day for the whole Camino for 10 days. And the woman was questioning my every move. I had to pull up my map and show her the route. And I don't think she knew I did it in 10 days. So that's why I had less stamps than most people. So once I told her 10 days, she kind of let off with the interrogation. But anyways, okay, the one item I for sure would not bring is also in this pocket with my shoes. My goggles. Really thought I would be doing a lot more swimming than I did at night. I used these once and I got a Charlie horse that night, and the Charlie horse led to my Achilles tendon flaring up. So, would not bring these again. I did swim a couple of times, but just for like resting swim. By the time you're hiking 20 to 27 miles a day, you don't feel like getting another workout in when you get to where you're going. So that's the one item, and the cooler cloth that it was a waste. But everything else, there's nothing I missed. Like there's nothing that I was like, oh, I should have brought this, which is a good sign, I think, when you get through 10 days like and you're like, I didn't really need anything else. I could get rid of 2 things. Okay, so this we'll go through this. This is the Cedar Summit compression bag. Works pretty well, I'd say. That's also waterproof, so worst comes to worst, I could have just stuffed everything in here and not even need a poncho. So with the Camino, oopsies, I brought 2 outfits. The one I'm wearing, which is pretty exactly the same. It's a Quicksilver. It's not pretty, I know. I should have gone with a cuter, dainty, feminine shirt. But I saw these 2 at Sierra. Don't get me started on Sierra. I love that store. Oopsies, I had it right the first time. I was shopping in there one day and I saw these. They were $10 a piece, Quicksilver. You know, I love the surfing brands. I wish they had them in a women's cut. They didn't, whatever. But they're both pretty much the same. This one's a little bit thicker, whereas this one is says dry light. Freaking love this shirt. It dried so fast. It's so breathable. Like look. I don't know what it's made of, but love this shirt. I love both of them, but this one was phenomenal. So anyways, same pretty much outfit, same shirt type thing. Same type of shorts. These are flip belt running shorts. I loved these also. They have pockets on the side so I could keep my phone. there if I needed to on both sides. It also had pockets, has a phone pocket in the front. It has a side zip pocket right here. I actually kept my, 2 girls gave me ibuprofen one night, and I just kept the 2 pills they gave me right here for the next day. So they were just there and handy. I also love these shorts because they have a built-in liner. So I didn't need undergarments, which was really nice. I did still bring one just in case, but I didn't use it, and I think I'd still bring it just in case again, but with the flip belt shorts, you don't really need it that much. So two shirts, 2 shorts. I did bring 4 pair of socks. I don't think I'd bring the 4th pair again next time because I didn't even wear them once. If I can find them right here, they're just a regular pair of socks. I just didn't know. I think that's something that should definitely be practiced, is the socks and the shoes, and like really get it down to a science and a T, and that you know it's gonna work. And then that way you don't have to bring extra stuff, because I brought 2 pair of toe socks. One I'm wearing, they are both the Injinji brand. These are a little bit thicker, whereas these are a little bit thinner. So I am glad I brought my merino wool socks, because when I would wear the black ones, I would also have to wear these because of the friction. I think the friction, the first day I wore these, which was my 2nd day, I got a mad blister, and I'm pretty sure it came from that. So definitely practice the sock game. Just bring 2 pairs that you know works. Maybe bring a 3rd just in case, but I definitely don't do 4. That was a waste of weight. 2 bras. Again, you do laundry every night. You get to the albergue, you shower, wash your clothes. Well, you shower, you put on your clean clothes, you wash your dirty clothes, get them out on the line as fast as you can, because you want all the time you can to get them dry. That's a little hint. Don't be getting to town, dilly-dallying around, getting drinks and whatever you're gonna go do. Get to where you're going, shower, change, clean your clothes, and then go do stuff. This bathing suit was not in the plan. So I was in the same hostel, packed up that morning, got downstairs, and I was going to pull out, I don't even remember what it was now. I needed to do something. So I opened up my suitcase and I saw my bathing suit, and I was like, you know what, I probably should take that. Because in my head, when I got to where that had a pool or something and I wanted to get in the water, I mean, these types of shorts are good enough to just get in the water with, you know, and just in a sports bra. But then I started thinking like what other people might think, you know, like me walking all day in a bathing, in shorts and a sports bra, and then hopping in the water, the same water they're getting in. So I'm glad I did not do that, because no other person did that. Everybody had a bathing suit. So I'm glad I had this to change into and go swimming. Except I would do a much lighter, you know, much thinner material bathing suit than something like this, because this is heavy and it took up a lot of space. So would still take a bathing suit, but it would just be a more efficient bathing suit. I think this is almost last thing. So this is my towel, really small, microfiber. You don't need much. You literally just need it to dry with. Don't take a huge one. Don't take a cotton one. The microfiber is aggravating, but it will save your back not having to carry a huge towel. And it dries super fast. Like, you could shower with that thing, and before you go to sleep, it's dry. So, last but not least is my hat. I would definitely bring a hat. It's sunny. It's windy sometimes, you know. I've got a lot of wispies, so it's nice to have a hat to hold those down, and the sun. You can tell it's been squished in my bag now for probably 6 days because it broke my first 2 or 3 days. So sad. I freaking love this hat, but cheap Amazon brand. It did not last long. Thankfully my bag did last. I was afraid that was not gonna last long, you know, because it's Amazon, but it did. I love that bag. I'm advocating for the bag. The only thing I would suggest to the company, that they're never gonna watch this video, so it doesn't matter, but I wish it had front, like a lot of hiking vest and bags and stuff right here would have a front loading, so it'd be like a strap like this, but up here so you can adjust the, like, I guess where the bag is sitting on your shoulders and on your back, and this doesn't have that. So it would fit better, because sometimes I would have a gap right here and that would aggravate me as I'm running because there's a little bit more bounce. Whereas if you could like cinch it down, it would get rid of the bounce, you know? And then also I have scoliosis, so one shoulder is higher than the other. So it's also nice to be able to cinch it like one side more than the other, because then they're both on your shoulders correctly. Because again, without it, I don't have anything in here now, so you're not gonna be able to tell. Normally I think it would be this one, maybe would be like higher than this one. So anyways, just little things, but all in all, I freaking love this bag. It's even got these little clips to like keep it tight. So anyways, that is my Camino packing video. I hope you enjoyed. Even I feel like I was thinking about this while I was walking, even if I did a longer Camino than 10 days, like let's say I was out there for 15, 20, 30, I think I'd still do the exact same thing. The only thing that might differ is the weather. Like, obviously Portugal is way more south than the start of the French way. In the French way, you're starting like in the Pyrenees Mountains, and it's colder and rainier, and like you're probably gonna need more layers than just shorts and a t-shirt. Possibly, I don't know, I've never done it. And I guess it all depends on what season you go. So, like I said, this is all like very personal, you know, however you want to pack, whatever you feel like you need. But I truly feel like with the Camino, less is more, because you have to, I mean, unless they have services where you can, you know, ship your bag to the next hostel or albergue or hotel or wherever you're going to, and you can do that, and you just carry a day pack for the day with your drinks and like first aid and that type stuff. So totally available to you if that's what you want to do. But when you're carrying your pack all day for 8 hours, less is more, for sure. I pass so many people with huge, like 50-liter backpacks, and I'm just like, I could not. I could, but I can't. I won't. I won't do that. And again, it's different. You know, some people might have been camping instead of staying in albergues. You definitely could do that also. And then you need more. You need a tent and a sleeping pad and that type of stuff. So anyways, I hope this video was useful to someone. If not, just myself next time I'm packing for the Camino. I'll be like, what did I pack last time? And now I'll know. So anyways, that's it. That's all my stuff laid out for everyone to see. I hope you're planning to do a Camino. If you're not, you should get on the Camino. Life-changing. It might be painful, but it's worth it in the end. Peace. Jesus loves you. I'll see you on the next one.